Yo, if you are already subscribed to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter, then you must already know that I'm a big fan of Cosmos. Actually, I'm also a huge holder of Atom. I truly believe in the project, and I think there's so much that is going on right now behind the scenes. So I try to bring that to you here on my YouTube channel, but also on Twitter, that you can learn more about what Cosmos is about, how the ecosystem evolves, and what is coming in the future. And guys, let me tell you this, there's so much in the works right now. We're going to be talking about some of these things today. There's just so much to cover. It's impossible to even put it into one video. And I really want to encourage you to conduct your own due diligence and your own research from here. This video is only supposed to be for educational purposes, and it might help you to take smarter decisions and also research decisions, like where should I start to look from, from which angle should I even start to research, because there's just so much that is behind the Atom coin ticker, right? So much fundamental value that is being added, especially in Cosmos. That's why we're talking about this today. And if you're new to the space, welcome here to Cryptocito. Really glad that you're here. Also check out my giveaway on Twitter, where I'm currently giving away around $400 in worth of Atom and worth of Nano. So there's still 2 days to check that out. And that said, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new especially. Like this video, comment it, share it with 1 or 2 friends, and also make sure that you watch this entire thing. All right, so first things first, for those of you who have never heard of Cosmos before, or who don't even know what Cosmos or Atom is, I'll give you a brief context so that you better understand what all this is about and why it's such a big deal. All right, so Cosmos started in 2014 and is actually designed to become that internet of blockchains, meaning that it is basically the underlying platform on which all public chains such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Algorand, Solana, right? Like all these chains come together and become interoperable, meaning that they can exchange value, information, data, and tokens seamlessly without having to sacrifice decentralization, security, nor speed, right? So that is actually the whole idea behind Cosmos. And the best part of it is that the technology is already shipped. It's already there, right? So right now we're in a phase of Cosmos where the technology is there. There's already huge deployment from many projects within the ecosystem. You can check that out on the website and on other sites. And now it's about all these projects to implement the technology in their code, which obviously takes time, right? So right now, I think is a really pivotal point for Cosmos to really gain substantial traction and really go viral. And they're already been established for many years now. Also, Atom as a coin, we'll look into this in a second, is in the top 20 for a long time. It's already listed and accessible through major exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, and all of them are basically partnered up. So Cosmos, in my opinion, is the ultimate layer 0, the backbone of the Web3, which is one of the most important milestones that we need to achieve for blockchain technology and decentralized ledger technology to go really mainstream and be adopted, right? Is to have true interoperability so that all these isolated silos, aka blockchains and DLT technologies, are able to communicate to each other, right? To come together. Basically think that Cosmos tries to become the TCP/IP for blockchain, right? Because what TCP/IP does is it connects all servers and websites on the back end, right? You don't even notice that you're using TCP/IP. But what Cosmos tries to build with IBC is to replicate that concept and bring it on the blockchain and replicate it for the blockchain economy. And that is huge, guys. That is something that we definitely need in the future, is to make all these public infrastructures compatible to each other. But before we get into updates on IBC and also the ecosystem and other governance proposals that are about to get passed, let's first look into CoinGecko here and check out Atom, currently ranked on 26. It has lost a little bit of ranks here outside of the top 20, which in my opinion is horribly undervalued, in my opinion. But Cosmos is here. It has currently a price of $19.70, a market capitalization of less than $5 billion, guys, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. Total supply, or basically a circulating supply of 238.5 million, and there's an annual inflation of 7%. So that's why you have this unlimited symbol here, but it's basically programmed and cannot be changed as well. It's a dynamic inflation, so that adjusts itself. But all in all, it's great because it pays higher rewards for stakers, and the current staking reward is even above 10% right now, which is absolutely crazy. So Atom, in my opinion, horribly undervalued, struggles to get around above these $20 levels. It's been around there for a while right now, after it pumped from $5 in December to 25 in February, and now we've consolidated a bit here. But I still think that there's a lot of upward potential here. It's, like I said earlier, it's accessible on all major exchanges, even fiat trading pairs with the Turkish lira here. So really, really cool stuff here. And chart-wise, I think this is where you want to look at charts. This is interesting because you're actually buying the reaccumulation phase here, and it's if the bull market continues, this is probably just a sign that we're going for the next leg up here. So I'm still buying even at those levels. I started buying at around $4 or $5, but I'm still buying right now at $20. Because it's just, in my opinion, so horribly undervalued. And why do I say it's undervalued? Because with a market cap of $4.7 billion, if we look at, for example, let's take Cardano as the lowest hanging fruit here, which has a nearly 40 billion. So that's almost 10x bigger than Cosmos. But in my opinion, Cosmos solves a much bigger problem than Cardano, right? So that's why I think Cosmos is incredibly undervalued. However, guys, as always, make your due diligence. Don't just blindly buy anything that any YouTuber, including myself, talk about, right? This is simply for educational purposes and how I look at the matters. Because you guys always text me like, oh, how high you think it can go? Why doesn't it move? Why does Atom not go up? Like, guys, I'm telling you this here right now. Be patient. Cosmos has very strong fundamentals. If you're holding it, it will sooner or later reflect in the charts. There's no other way. So I'm buying even more. I'm heavily invested in Atom right now because I've just been stacking over the last few months, and I keep doing my research. Speaking of which, Cosmos just also updated their website. It looks incredibly clean and nice and beautiful. The Internet of Blockchains, amazing sales pitch. That's exactly what they're trying to build. You have all those chains here floating around with these balloons or whatever, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Terra, which is also a major chain that is built on the Cosmos SDK. They have 2.5 million users through Chai, which is a company that provides payment services in Korea, right? So huge project as well. And yeah, they have already 200 plus apps and services that are within the ecosystem, and 85 plus billion worth of value built on top of Cosmos, right? Cosmos SDK, the Tendermint consensus algorithm, and now IBC, which is the latest addition to the Cosmos tech stack, I would say. And what IBC stands for is it stands for inter-blockchain communication. Basically what it does, it enables people to freely exchange assets and data across sovereign decentralized blockchains, right? So this is the keyword here, sovereign blockchains, and that is exactly what the Cosmos SDK actually allows, right? That you can build sovereign blockchains that have their own consensus rules, that have their own staking validator network, that have their own logic, right? That is what sovereign blockchain actually means. And now they're all connected to each other. And also very cool, they also updated the IBC Protocol website here, which only focuses on IBC and explains everything. It's a little bit techy, like those explainers. You have to read it probably 2-3 times to better understand it. There's also some solid documentation here. Like I did a couple of weeks ago, I made a video also about the IBC launch, which was on February 18th. And since then, they have all been working on implementing and integrating IBC to other projects. One of them, for example, is Celo. And Celo is a project that is also very big. It's a basically social blockchain that is also on a global scale, very huge. I think Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, is actually invested into Celo. Very solid project. And Chorus One, which is a company of of community and developers, they have proposed a grant from Celo, and they were awarded a grant to build or construct a bridge between Cosmos Hub and Celo. Means that they can now also transact value between those two chains, between those two public layers. And it's pretty cool. Also, what the CTO of Celo and the co-founder of Celo says is that there's no winner takes all. And that's also my philosophy, right? I love people who say that, who speak that out. There will be many chains, cooperation is necessary to realize the goal of a globally accessible and inclusive financial system, right? Eventually, guys, we're all still in the same boat. And I love that philosophy. I love that vision, that ideology that we have an internet of blockchains, right? And you can work on that end, you can work on that end geographically. You can have different logic in your product, in your technology stack. But eventually, we need to bring it all together at one point. And Celo supports that philosophy. Cosmos does it, which is why I'm so excited about the project. Another thing, by the way, that Chorus has also been working on is liquid staking for Cosmos, for Atom, basically. So they also were awarded a grant from the Interchain Foundation, which is one of the many arms behind Cosmos, to explore the concept of liquid staking for Atom. Because the thing right now is that if you stake your Atom, you have, well, first of all, you can't move them, they're just locked, right? And secondly, you have an unbonding period of 21 days, right? Which is 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, you don't earn any rewards. So if you implement liquid staking by just building a staking derivative, you can do cool things, right? You can use it in DeFi. You can vote, right? You can help push through governance proposals. Like there's so much cool things that you can do here. And here they have basically laid out the plan, the milestones, and all of these things. I think the proposed, like it's already awarded, so they will work on that. And that's also something that I'm really excited about, to also use my staked Atom in the future. Okay, now going back here to the IBC website, one very cool thing that I found, if you click on documentation, first of all, you can find here the overview paper, what IBC is, also the technical specification for those of you who are more techie. But here, this is super cool. IBC Implementations, and then you can see which projects are currently working on implementing IBC, right? You have the Cosmos SDK, obviously. You have Tendermint, which is still coming up. You have Kepler, which is the wallet. You have CodeChain, and very interesting here, you have Substrate, right? Also upcoming. And Substrate is the modular framework of Polkadot, right? Developed by Parity Technologies, which is the tech arm behind Polkadot, and led by Gavin Wood, the co-founder of Ethereum, right? If you click here on the source code on GitHub, we can also see more in detail what it actually means, right? So the goal of this palette is to allow the blockchains built on Substrate to gain the ability to interact with other chains in a trustless way via IBC Protocol, no matter what consensus the counterparty use, right? So that's really cool. So you're basically integrating IBC on Substrate, and that is huge, guys, because it really enables. We know how big the Polkadot ecosystem is already, how much hype there is behind, right? And it's just amazing to see that these things are in the works, right? There's like a lot of details here, also text specifications, how to realize that, right? It is also funded by the Interchain Foundation, so there's some very smart brains behind, and also smart money, and probably enough money also to realize that. And another thing I wanted to point out here on this page, which is also still coming up, is interchain accounts. And what that basically means, because imagine like if you have interoperability, you also need a way to access all these different coins and different protocols through one front end, right? Where you can just, get access to all of that. So interchain accounts aim to enable exactly that, and allow IBC connected foreign blockchains to send a transaction via the local account of the local blockchain, right? So you only need one layout, you only need one entry point where you can get access to all of these interconnected blockchains. And also quick reminder here, This is also now on the Cosmos ecosystem side, cosmos.network/ecosystem. You can see how many tokens are within the Cosmos ecosystem. And I think last time I made the video, it was around 70 billion. Now it's 84, 85. And they have a lot of coins here: BNB, Terra, CRO, OKB, the Cosmos Hub with Atom, obviously, Torchain. There's a lot of projects that you might have heard about or might even hold. Also a lot of DeFi stuff. For example, here, e-money, right? Kira network. You have also Anchor protocol, Akash network, cloud computing, Band protocol for oracles, Kava is pure DeFi as well, Mirror protocol. So much cool stuff here, and it's all growing a lot. And I think more projects are going to be added there in the future as well. One project, however, that I wanted to point out here is basically IrisNET. Because I think, like, when I first saw IrisNET, I thought, like, what is that? Like, I've never heard of it, but it seems to be quite big. And if you dig deeper, IrisNET is basically the counterpart of Cosmos in China, right? So it's also basically built on the Cosmos SDK, and what they're pivoting this towards is more to businesses and services, right? So for example, IrisNET, I think they have also developed, and I'll probably make a sole episode on that only. And IrisNET has also developed a framework, an interoperability framework for the blockchain service network from China, BSN. And BSN is, I think, one of the most underrated projects and overlooked projects in the whole world right now, because it's actually led from by Chinese telecommunications companies, right? Like China Mobile and all these big companies, which obviously in China also have close ties to the Chinese government, right? And I also recently wrote a paper about the Chinese yuan and the digital version of the Chinese yuan. And there's also obviously ties between the digital version of the yuan and BSN, right? Because BSN basically is the gateway for the Chinese yuan domestically to get it outside into the world, right? To roll it out on a global stage. And it's all built on Iris, basically, or by Iris. I'm not sure exactly in detail. I have to dig deeper into this over the next couple of weeks and months. But yeah, they have all these cool things here. IBC, which is, like I said, the TCP equivalent for blockchains. They have CoinSwap, which is a cross-chain AMM. Their own Oracle, NFT support, and all these things. Ethereum Pax and CosmWasm, which is their version of basically programming language compatibility, making it easier for developers to build and write applications. And yeah, they have this very, like, a lot of things going on here. And one of the major things is basically that they have just recently enabled IBC as well, and actually transferred the first cross mainnet token transfer through the Cosmos Hub. First of all, IrisNET also included IBC on the mainnet, and now the Iris Hub and the Cosmos Hub, which are both sovereign blockchains, have transacted the first time through IBC. And this is huge, guys. This is actually the first ever cross-chain mainnet transfer in history. So that's probably the beginning of a huge new era of interoperability. And if we look deeper here on who is behind Iris, we can figure out that it has been developed by Tendermint, which is obviously the company and the dev arm behind Cosmos, and the Tendermint consensus algorithm, and BNG AI. And if you dig deeper into what BNG is, this is their website, entirely in Chinese, obviously, so I'm not sure if you can read that. But it's founded in 2016, according to PitchBook, and their main product is basically Iris, right? And if we look deeper here, we can actually see that Wanxiang Blockchain is an investor in BNG. And Wanxiang Blockchain, for those who do not know, is a Shanghai-based basically blockchain ecosystem that was founded in 2015. It's absolutely huge. Here's the website. I've actually been on their conference in 2018, and Vitalik was there, Silvio Micali from Algorand was there. David Chaum was there. A lot of big people have been there from the blockchain space. I think they also have very close ties to Vitalik, and Vitalik always comes when there's a conference there. So yeah, this is basically also main investor or one of the investors, according to PitchBook, into BNG, which is the dev arm behind Iris. So that's a small excursion here. And lastly, I have two more things that I want to cover here before we wrap it up for today. The first one is a proposal by Federico Kunze, who is a core developer in Cosmos for, I think, many years now, I think 4 years. And he's now proposing to basically revive and advance Ethermint. And Ethermint is a project that started in 2016. It was introduced in 2016 and is basically a proof of concept that ran Ethereum smart contracts on Tendermint using proof of stake, right? Basically to make also ETH and Ethereum more scalable on top of Tendermint, right? Which is a much more scalable, faster, and efficient staking or consensus algorithm, right? Now, what they want to propose here, and let me just really go down here. The proposal is really detailed and very cool. The conclusion basically is that Tarsis, which is now what the company will be called, led by Federico and two others, plans to expedite the Ethermint chains development and launch the network by Q4 2021. So what they want to do, they want to turn Ethermint into a Cosmos sidechain that will be the first Ethereum virtual machine compatible chain on Cosmos, and it will be fully interoperable with other BFT and EVM chains via IBC and the Gravity Bridge. So the Gravity Bridge is also one of the core components here. It's specifically also designed to connect the Ethereum ecosystem to the Cosmos ecosystem. And what they're trying to do in the end of the day is that Ethermint launch will combine the Cosmos and Ethereum communities and provide new economic opportunities for millions of users, making it more scalable, faster, cheaper to transact, and just also aggregate liquidity in the end of the day, and just leverage and unite those synergies, right? And this does not only include token transfers, but also contract calls and everything related to smart contracts. So it's a very fundamental integration of both projects. And basically the proposal says that they require 100,000 Atom coins for that, and will be done by Q4. So this is something to keep an eye on, because this is obviously something Ethereum still has the largest ecosystem out there. It's definitely something that needs to come. So this is one thing. And then lastly, very lastly, what I wanted to share with you is what is coming on the Cosmos native layer on the Cosmos Hub. For example, the decentralized exchange, which is coming soon. Liquidity pools where you can provide liquidity and earn rewards. Wrapped versions of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and so much more, right? There's currently so much development and implementations and upgrades that will add a lot of functionality and utility for Atom and Atom holders, right? For example, staking, and we just talked about liquid staking, which is going to come. Voting, there's going to be a lot more governance processes that are going to come. Interchain accounts, which make everything much more easier to handle. And then the GravityDEX, which is the Cosmos Hub's main DEX, right? Basically the equivalent of Uniswap on Cosmos, will enable users to seamlessly swap digital assets from all over the interchain. And this is basically, automated market making system with an order book based model, right? So you can actually also set limit orders and have an order book there, which is very cool. And it's also cross chain, right? So we've talked about this also the last time already. The proposal has passed. The GravityDEX is coming in Q2 and will add a lot of cool functionalities. And it also probably makes something like some sommelier finance very usable and attractive in the future, which is basically a automated yield aggregator that in one click you can actually farm the most lucrative and most profitable pools. So that is also developed by core developers of Cosmos like Zaki Manian, but also Jack Zampolin, who's also been here on this channel before. So check out Sommelier. They're going to launch very soon, I think, and already have a lot of traction there. tested products and over the last few months. And this is something that really brings DeFi onto Cosmos, right? Through Gravity as well. And they've also been working together with Althea, which is something that we'll probably look into in the future, more detailed, because I don't want to bombard you too much with updates today. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. I'm also just learning as I talk with you guys, as I share my research results. But I think it really helps to take smarter decisions, to keep track of everything that's going on in the crypto space, and especially with Cosmos, which is one of the projects that I'm focusing on because I love it, because I think it's cool, their ideology, their mission, and I think also Atom is severely undervalued. As always, remember that any cryptocurrency can always go to zero like this. There's no securities. It's very experimental, early stage technology. But in the end of the day, it also means there's massive opportunity and also huge innovation that's going on. That said, subscribe to my channel again. Follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and be good.